with me, you know what I mean? I come from immigrant family.
Yeah, yeah, of
Our
course, yeah,
immigrants
yeah.
were different.
No, of course we are,
You know
yeah,
what I
we
mean? Let's just
understand
get
that.
this clear.
And I said to him,
When we came over to work and make the
yeah, yeah,
country
no,
better.
yeah,
So, you
yeah.
know, the brown pound is very
Yeah,
powerful.
yeah, yeah, of course it
However,
is.
these now, when they're coming over, mate, I don't feel safe.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
don't want my wife around them. I don't want
Yeah.
my kids around them.
So a
And then
woman.
this is what you've got to think about now. This
Yeah.
is a very important point we're making. Who are bringing these people over?
Yeah.
Comes to bringing them over. Why are they bringing them over? This is a very interesting topic now.
Yeah,
Think
no,
about
no,
why they're
yeah.
bringing them over. So these people, whether it's Afghanistan,
Yeah.
Iraq,
Yeah.
or Syria.
Yeah.
So the Afghanistan will bring the Taliban down. So
Yeah.
they've traded their own country to
Yeah,
come
of course,
over.
yeah, yeah.
Iraq, they
Yeah.
traded Saddam to bring him over, topple his country and come over.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Syria, the Assad regime, they toppled it and bring it over. So these people have traded on their own country. So
Yeah,
if they're
yeah.
traded on their own country, why are they going to come here?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
What
yeah,
are they going to be loyal to you?
So
No,
what do
innit?
you think their agenda is?
So their agenda, this is the government's agenda.
Yeah, yeah,
The
yeah.
government's agenda, these people don't have an ounce of religion in them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if they had an ounce of religion, if they did the stuff that they do here, they would have got the head chopped off there.
Yeah, of course it would, yeah,
So they
yeah,
feel
yeah.
more comfortable doing
Yeah,
it here.
yeah, yeah, of
Do you
course
know what I
it
mean?
would, yeah, yeah.
So these people are not, in my personal opinion, are not on the deen, which
Yeah,
we
of
call
course.
it.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
if they
yeah.
were on the deen, they wouldn't
Yeah,
be doing
yeah.
them things.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they've come from them places.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're coming over, because remember a lot of these are getting paid.
Yeah, of course,
They're
yeah,
getting paid by the government.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
in essence now, give us some information on Saddam Hussein, we'll give you some peas. Give us
Yeah,
some
yeah,
information on the Taliban, we'll give you some peas. So if these men could do that to people that have brought them up in their country, you tell
Yeah,
me
yeah.
they won't do that here.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Are they in a safe place?
Yeah,
No.
I interviewed a woman today in Nuneaton, and I sat down on the step with her. That was raped by a migrant 20 years ago. You know, so it's not just happening now. It's happened for a long time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but you know, like I said, the story come about for me is I was bowling with my child in Tamworth, and two migrants asked my 14-year-old daughter to sit down with them. Now, when I went to the hotel to debate this, they started throwing apples at me through the door. The other bed and shouting, "Go and fuck your mother" and all this, you know.
Yeah.
And I just thought,
But then at the same time, you know what I mean, you've got to look at two angles now, yeah, my friend. Why I say there's two angles is because now what's happening is we're all, and I'm saying we're,
yeah,
because,
yeah.
I'm British.
Of course you
Pakistani,
are, yeah,
do you know
yeah,
what
of
I mean?
course you are,
But I will
yeah,
never
yeah.
be looked as British.
Yeah,
Remember?
yeah, of course, yeah.
You probably will, but
Yeah,
then
yeah.
the majority won't. They'll say Paki first before they say British.
Yeah, yeah,
do
which
you know
is
what I
not,
mean?
you know, which
Yeah, but
we shouldn't label.
So yeah,
yeah.
but now there's some who have come and they're trying to work and they're trying to be better. But
Yeah,
they're still
yeah.
doing the same to them. However, I'm not disputing the fact is that there are some bad motherfuckers out there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
how are we going to differentiate the bad ones and the good ones?
Yeah, of course,
You
yeah,
tell me.
yeah, yeah. I couldn't tell you, mate.
Do you know what I mean?
You know, it's really,
So
you know.
it's a topic which needs
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
talked about. Look, me and you have had a conversation.
Yeah, yeah,
Could
yeah.
have easily been, what the fuck you did?
Yeah, yeah.
No.
Well-
because this is a topic which needs to be talked about. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what tends to happen is my community, your community, some of them brush it under.
Of course I do, yeah.
Some of them go too extreme.
Yeah,
Do
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But something needs to be done. And then what you've got to realise is the other ones that are coming over,
Yeah.
why are they coming over? Because we're going over bombing their countries.
So
So there's two types that are coming
if
over.
you was,
One
if,
that's been brought over and one's being forced to come over. Why? Because we're bombing their countries.
if you was over there
so
now,
you
let's
blame
say,
the government and no one else.
if you was over there now, let's say, would you flee your country and leave your wife and kids, you know, to come here and
It's-
leave them over there?
No, see, like what you've got to realise now, it will be me being very bad to say I wouldn't. Why? Because my grandfather and my grandfather's father did that hundreds of years ago.
Yeah, of course,
Why
yeah.
they did that was because we needed them here to build the railways.
Yeah, of course,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
grafting
yeah.
people,
Yeah, of course,
build
yeah.
build the railway,
Yeah.
do the mine work and all that.
Yeah.
So yeah, they did that, and then our family started to come
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Do
But
you know
you
what I
helped
mean?
build Britain,
Yeah.
you know.
So this is
yeah,
the most
yeah,
important
yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
So there is a group who have helped build Britain.
yeah, yeah.
But the ones that are coming over now, me personally, like I says, I don't feel comfortable around a lot of them, and me being Muslim myself.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know what
yeah,
I mean? Why?
yeah.
Because they don't understand the religion.
Yeah.
And furthermore, they don't understand the culture.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? There's a
yeah.
big cultural difference.
Yeah, there is massive,
and,
massive.
And then how are we going to bring the cultural difference together? Are we going to bring it together by the speaking, educating them?
Yeah.
Are
yeah.
they going to be willing to do that? Are you willing to do that? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Some
yeah.
are, some ain't.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what
of
I mean?
course, yeah. But
you know when we
how
say,
do you educate somebody that doesn't want to listen?
yeah, but this is my point.
Yeah, yeah.
Some probably will, some probably won't.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah.
So if me personally, like I said, if the government are bringing them over, why can't we just do a way where they have to go to somewhere where they have to learn this?
Yeah.
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
Yeah, our way of living.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
for
yeah,
one.
100%.
So we've got people round. Are you from round this way? Are you?
I live around the corner.
So we've got people round here saying obviously they're scared to walk the dog. You know, especially lone females. Now, when I come down here, I met a couple the other day that said a dog was stolen and they sold it for £800 and the police had to go to the hotel and they found out what this Springer Spaniel dog was, you know. So.
Don't get me wrong, like saying, you know what I mean? I could look after myself and
Yeah,
myself,
yeah.
but then at the same time, I won't feel comfortable when I've seen a few Syrian refugees sitting on the main road with like a blanket supermarket,
Yeah.
sitting there and looking at girls going past.
Yeah,
Sitting
yeah,
there,
it's wrong.
yeah,
Yeah,
Reggie, what
yeah,
the fuck
yeah,
you doing?
yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
But then at the same time, am I being stereotypical because I'm so frustrated, or would I let that slide if someone else is doing it?
Nah, I don't think.
I don't
Yeah,
know. So you've got to look at it both angles.
yeah, of course,
Do you
yeah,
know
which
what I
I
mean?
understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
So it's very important to look at from both sides.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I
yeah,
believe.
yeah.
I'm a firm believer. Let's look at it
Yeah,
both sides.
so it was reported yesterday that some person had to inform an underage girl that there was some males recording her around here yesterday.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But obviously,
Yeah, but see, me totally against all that. Do you know what I mean? All my people totally against that.
yeah, yeah,
But then at the same time, I watched a video which was on TikTok or something the other day, and I think it was up north, and there was a woman, and she was on FaceTime to her mum.
yeah,
And she
yeah,
was showing her the park, and then
yeah,
a group of lads had gone to her. The fuck you filming girls? Da, da, da,
yeah,
da,
yeah,
da.
yeah,
But
yeah.
they were actually doing nothing. They
Yeah,
were
yeah.
innocent. But
Yeah,
see, a lot
yeah.
of innocent people are going to get blasted.
Of course, yeah, yeah,
So this
because
is
the
where we've
bad
gotta be
ones are
careful.
giving them, the
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
ones are giving them about,
Yeah,
you
this
know,
is where we've got to be careful.
yeah, of course,
You
yeah,
know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So, like I says, I don't know if you YouTube. I don't know what's your name.
TikTok,
What-
ME Media.
Okay, Emmy
Yeah.
Media. So if you're on TikTok, Emmy Media, it'd be good if you could give something out and say, you know, there is good and
Yeah,
there is also a lot of bad.
so
You know what I mean?
with-
Let's
with-
not try to tarnish all of them the
Yeah,
same way.
so with me,
What area are you from?
at Tamworth.
Are you from
So
Tamworth?
with
Okay.
me, it's all about, all as I say,
See, Tamworth's not so, around here is not so multicultural, to be fair as well. Remember, I'm from the city centre.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
I've seen
yeah.
a lot of multicultural.
Yeah, of course,
and
yeah.
I've seen a lot of people come from other countries and they've settled in and they've done well.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah.
I've also seen people from other countries and not settle well.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they find it hard with the culture.
I think I'm more doing this for because I'm just a dad, and that's what I say. I'm just a dad. I'm doing it just to let people know. You know, I'm not here to promote hate and jump on the bandwagon and say you're this and that. You know.
Cause hate, though.
Yeah,
It
of course
makes
it can.
sense.
Yeah,
This is what
yeah,
I'm
of
trying
course
to
it can. Yeah,
say.
yeah.
It can easily cause hate.
Yeah.
So this is where we've got to be careful. Do you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. Look now, there's a whole lot coming over.
Yeah,
You-
of course.
So, if that as a woman now, she feel intimidated.
Yeah,
If
of
they're
course,
kid,
yeah,
they're
yeah,
feeling
yeah,
intimidated.
yeah, yeah.
But we're men, we don't.
Yeah,
Do you
of
know
course.
what I mean?
I-
So this is where we've got to realise.
and
But then
this
at the
is
same
why-
time, if there's a group of skinheads coming over now, we probably feel the same way.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Wouldn't
this
you
is,
know what I mean? Or if there's a group of other people now with beards like myself, they'd probably feel intimidated.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like, you
yeah.
know, we could look at it both ways.
Yeah, when you got out,
Some
when you
of-
got out
some
the
of
car,
ain't actually
when
doing
you got
nothing
out the car, it was like, oh, hang on a minute, you
No,
know,
no,
what I mean?
no,
You
no,
know.
no.
But obviously,
Yeah.
I'll bring him with me, because he's always behind me,
Yeah,
because you never know when someone's going to wrap a
Yeah,
brick
yeah.
round your head or anything.
But
You know what
remember,
I mean?
like that could happen from anyone, though.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah,
know
of
what
course,
I mean? We
yeah,
are in
yeah.
Birmingham. Everyone, you know what I mean? Stabbings, shootings, it's a normal thing.
Yeah, of course it is.
But
Yeah,
now, like I said, we're focusing so much on these guys, but there's so much other shit happening as
yeah,
well.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm not saying don't focus on these guys.
Yeah, of course, yeah,
There's still
yeah.
bad stuff happening.
Yeah, I
You know what
understand.
mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like I seen the one in Aston when that Syrian man raped a 12-year-old girl.
Yeah,
bro. It's
yeah.
got me fuming, bro.
yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
And we had the one in Nuneaton today where we done the protest, and it was
Uh-huh.
peaceful, and we had the far right there. Of course, we did, and it wasn't even about the far right. You know what I mean? It's just that they believe in things that we don't believe
Yeah,
in. And that's
But this is where it's very important to differentiate that.
Yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
now, like I say, as a normal person who won't be so clued up on this, will say, "Fucking need down here."
yeah,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean? Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
So it's very important for that to get your viewers to understand. There's a
Yeah, of
difference
course it is.
between a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people.
yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah, of course
There's
it is.
people out there from them who come from immigrant heritage,
Yeah,
etc.,
yeah.
who are against that as well.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
But I'll use the terminological. If I was to import, let's 5 Kiev Coke from across seas, it wouldn't get here. You know what I mean? But obviously these boats can get here. And it's full of people. How does that work?
But, yeah, like I said, this is where something stricter needs to be put in
Yeah,
place.
yeah, yeah,
But then
yeah.
just don't look at the boats, look at the ones that are flying in. as
Yeah,
well.
of course. Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah. Because
And the
coming
ones that
from
are
all
flying
angles.
in my personal opinion, are the worst ones. Because
Yeah.
they're the ones who have traded their country.
Yeah,
And they're the ones who are getting the bucks.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Do you know
yeah.
what I mean?
Of course, yeah,
So
yeah.
don't let that one go over your head.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
then you've
yeah,
got to look at the agenda. Why is it so much out in the public eye right now?
yeah, yeah.
Because remember, everything in the media is controlled, and now at the moment, if you go on all the media channels, it's all about immigrants.
Yeah, of course it is.
Why is that there? Is that for the divide now?
Yeah, yeah,
Because like I says, you seem quite educated, so you can see there's a difference.
yeah.
But there's some people from that side, or I say sides, who won't be so educated. They can see anyone of colour and they can say he's a fucking immigrant.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
You see,
and that caused race
you know,
riots.
yeah, of course. We've had rapes in this country for years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's nothing new now.
Yeah.
But obviously the crime rate's gone up since it's happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Massively.
I don't know the statistics.
Yeah,
myself.
it's quite high to be fair.
Yeah.
And do the
Me personally, like this is my belief.
yeah,
You rape, you should get hanged in public.
Yeah.
You kill someone, you should get killed.
Yeah.
You steal, you should get your hands chopped off.
Yeah.
If that was to put in place, none of this will ever
Yeah, of
happen.
course, yeah,
But
yeah.
correct me if I'm wrong. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If you're a nonce, get stoned to fucking death.
yeah, yeah.
None
yeah.
of that will happen.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And the ones that are coming from countries where that happens, they
Yeah.
feel more comfortable and more safe here.
yeah. Of course,
Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah,
Do
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course,
And
yeah.
same, if we was to go back to the religious aspect of it, is we've been taught also, if you're struggling to follow your religion in a country,
Yeah.
don't change the law, just move elsewhere.
Yeah,
Do
okay,
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, I
So
understand.
like
yeah.
I says, I'm perfectly fine. I can follow the law.
Yeah,
You know
of
what I
course.
mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
alright, yeah. Do you
Yeah,
know
of
what I mean?
course. Yeah, yeah,
But if
yeah.
you're struggling and you're gonna do them things, Bedrin, you need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, yeah. If you're not coming here for good intentions, then
Yeah,
you're not welcome.
and that,
You know.
and that's our belief.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
So
yeah.
like, it's very important to make sure, like I says, to emphasise on that it's not the belief, it's
Yeah,
the
of course.
individuals themselves.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, yeah,
You know
of
what
course
I
it is.
mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Champ, what's your name? Sorry.
Hey, it's Mike, mate.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Pleased to meet you, mate. Nice one.
TikTok or whatever as well. I'm quite famous on TikTok.
I watch your TikTok.
Wahid Aesthetic.
All right, mate. Sound nice one.
What's your name on TikTok, sorry?
ME Media 59. All right. Cheers, mate.